objectives and learning outcomes. The first one is to learn the concept of risk, what the resources are important and how to manage them. The second one is brainstorm and create the problem solving methods to finish the challenges and work together to lower the tube without the loss of contact among the group members.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Nur Kamila binti Muhammad Nasir. Today, I want to talk about concept good and bad risk. Risk is a concept that represents the potential negative impact of an asset or some characteristic of value that may arise from some current process or future event. In everyday use, risk is often synonymous with no loss accidents. For example, the possible loss in a business are uncertain and relative to an individual event, while having certainty in the aggregate of various events. When we talk about risk, risk is divided into two, which is good risk and bad risk. The good risk is it provides opportunity, it provides return from investment, and last, it helps us to be meticulous, alert, and always mindful when making decisions. When we are facing any risk in the business, it can help or teach us to be more careful and think before making a decision. Therefore, it can give a trader the courage to face any risk that comes with his business. Next, the bad risk is it is unpredictable, lead to stress and anxiety, and last is chance of losing money. The risk that comes with it have adverse effect on trader. This is because the risk that the trader has to face is unpredictable. For example, a trader sells food but has few customers. Therefore, the trader has to deal with the risk as the capital invested is hit, but its profitability is not satisfactory. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Aisyah Nabila binti Muhammad Shamsuddin. Today I will talk about definitions of risk versus uncertainty. Risk, possibility to suffering harm, could be factor, element, and thing, can affect us or business. Uncertainty, conditions of being uncertain, doubt. Uncertainty will result in less than one or more of our result.
The definition of risk decision-making is involve a series of basic steps. It can add value to almost any situation, especially when the possibility exists for serious or catastrophic outcome. The steps can be used at different levels of detail and with varying degrees of formality. Depending on the situation, the key to using the process is in completing each step in the most simple, practical way to prove the information is the decision maker need. Some situations are so complete that detailed risk assessment are needed, but most can be addressed with more simple risk assessment. They have 5 components of risk-based decision making. First, establish the decision structure. Second, perform the risk assessment. Third, apply the result to risk management decision making. 4, monitor investment through impact assessment. 5, facilitate risk communication. Example of the situation. First, decision making under risk. When a manager lacks perfect information or whenever an information asymmetry exists, risks arise. Under a state of risk, the decision maker has incomplete information about available alternatives but has a good idea of the probability of outcome for each alternative. Manager must determine the probability associated with each alternative on the basis of the available information and his experience. The second one is decision making under uncertainty. The manager does not possess complete information about the alternative, and whatever information is available may not be completely reliable. In the face of such uncertainty, manager need to make certain assumptions about the situation in order to provide a reasonable framework for decision making. They have to depend upon their judgment and experience for making decisions.
Hi, my name is Aina Nafisa binti Muhammad Ashik. My card matric number is A19A0026. Okay, today I want talking about wizard decision making. The decision making is very important to doing if you want plan something and this can help you to solve the problem. Okay, the wizard decision making, first you can define the decision that needs to be made. Okay, if for example you want manage something for your company, first find the simple decision you can achieve. Identify skills your employer so you can make he doing like it and he enjoy doing their job. Okay, the second with the decision making is write alternative as you can think of. Okay, you boss, you write something for alternative your company for your company. Discuss together with your employer, doing such as doing meeting, how to achieve goal for this month. Every your employer must give one opinions for this problem. Okay, next with decision making, collect more information about alternative can be found. Okay, and check out your alternative. Okay, this section you must collect all the alternative you have and check one by one the suitable and all employing can doing. Make sure everyone agree with the alternative you alternative which take. Okay, next evaluate which one decision best for you. Okay, this before this check, and next evaluate. After you check, you must evaluate the alternative whether it can be continue or not. It can continues, it is good for your company. Okay, evaluate which one decision best for you. Okay, sorry, this for visualize of each alternative. You must go thinking with the affect your company for short term and long term and have to get the solve problem if there was an accident. Okay, and do a reality check. The take some the best alternative you want follow. Okay, decide which of them are most comfortable. Okay, you must discuss again with your employer to decide which one the best alternative can take. Get started your decision. Started your the alternative decision to achieve goal, and the employer agree with the alternative you want take. Review your decision at specified points. Review every month. Means every month you doing meeting to see how your alternative can go and achieve your goals company. Okay.
Good morning, madam. My name is Han Jiaping. My metric number is A1980167. This part is about characteristic of risk and uncertainty. Risk divide into two types. One of it is certainty and another one is uncertainty. Each risk has certain common characteristics. First of all, the characteristics of risk are the risk can be measurable uncertainty, can be quantifiable, deliberate, objective, and most of it can be insurable. On the other hand, the characteristics of uncertainty are the risk can't be measurable, unquantifiable, non-deliberate, subjective, and most of it can't be insurable. Risk is interrelated with every business activity. It is more permanent and pronounced in respect of financial sector in general and bank in particular. Normally, the risks involved in business are very low, so financial risk has to be differentiated from loss. Risk is in financial market are even that likely to happen, but the uncertainty is more in respect of time of risk and its impact. Thank you.
Salam sejahtera kepada Madam. My name is Untitled, matrix number A19A0403. The kind of risk entrepreneur can take are various. Financial risk is the risk of a business running out of finance. Entrepreneurs need to have a good financial sense in order to run a business successfully. They need to manage cash flow, predict demand and supply so that financial decisions can be taken properly. Other than that, market risk is one of the most common types. Many factors can affect the market for a product or service. The ups and downs of the economy and new market trends pose a risk to new business, and a certain product might be popular one year but not the next. Entrepreneurs should perform a market analysis that assesses market factors, the demand for a product or service, and customer behavior. An entrepreneur should always be aware of its competitors. If there are no competitors at all, this could indicate that there is no demand for a product. If there are a few large competitors, the market or the company might struggle to compete. The last one is the technology risk. New technologies are constant emerging, particularly in the era of the fourth industrial revolutions. To be competitive, a new company may have to invest heavily in new systems and processes, which could drastically affect the bottom line.
Hello everyone, today I will explain to you about risk management in small business. Risk management is important thing for everyone to running a business. They must know what is a risk management. As we know, small business also can get a risk in every situation. It is very important for small business to know about risk management in small business. This is because to make sure them can manage every risk situation such as thief, flood, legal liability, injury, fire or disability. Small business can be destroyed in a minute if they didn't take a risk management as an important thing. It is very important for small business to manage the risk properly. Like a loss and a liability can affect the small business by day to day. Small business must know how to maintain their profit because their profit also can be reduced by day to day. Small business also can bankrupt if they had financial hardship. They must know how to manage risk properly to make sure their business didn't bankrupt.
Okay, today I want talking about risk-taking skill with taking with entrepreneur risk-taking behavior. Okay, I have 3 points for you. First point for me is risk-taking is a skill need to be learned. You can learn from your role model. And next point, do not fear to take calculate or role model risk. What you feel that is good, just do it. And last but not least point for me, do not take risks unnecessarily, like waste of resources. Okay. And features of entrepreneurial behavior is I have 3 points for you. First point for me, entrepreneurs do not take blind risks like gamblers. Entrepreneurs with the pros and cons associated with possible outcome of risk test. And last point, entrepreneurs take calculated and moderate risks that also offer some challenge and a sense of achievement on accomplishment of risk-laden tests. Okay, that's all from me.
Hi, my name is Nurin Amira binti Hanif. Today I would like to talk about type of resources. Firstly, I will talk about the key resources. Key resources are the main inputs that our company uses to create its value proposition, service its customer segment, and deliver to product to the customer. The firstly is financial. The financial resources include cash, lines of credit, and the ability to have stock option plans for employees. Second, business premise or physical resources such as raw material, buildings, vehicles, transportation, storage facility, machines, and factory. Then, information. Information is valuable because it can affect behavior, a decision, or an outcome. Then, information technology, IT. An information technology system, it's called the IT system, is generally an information system, a communication system, or more specifically speaking, a computer system that including all hardware, software, and peripheral equipment that operate by a limited group of users. And the other type of resources that is material, manpower, reputation, network, and the lastly is organizational resources that call structure, systems, and business model. Second, strategic versus common resources. Strategic resources are the building block of competitive advantage in businesses. Three standard company resources that combine to create competitive advantage are a company's financial strength, its enterprise knowledge, and its workforce. For the common resources, a common resources is one that can provide benefit to society but which is not owned by anybody in particular. Common resources are necessary for carrying out the firm's user activities but provide no specific advantage.
Attribute of strategic resources. Valuable. The organization doesn't always control its resources. If the employees leave and give away the resource, that resource are not strategic. This is a common occurrence in a high technology field and also in organizations with donors. Rare is the company resources are more effective than the competitor similar resources. If you are an organization, then your greatest resources is your people. Key factor to consider: availability of supply. Any resources that harness for company or organization. There is a lot of supply that an organization can meet. Cost. Choose the cheap one of the resources to use. Are the startup costs minimal or large?
Resource management. Resource management is the process by which businesses manage their various resources effectively. It involves planning so that the right resources are assigned to the right tasks. One of the objectives is to avoid unnecessary waste or purchase of resources. For example, material requirement planning. Creativity and innovation in resource management. Innovation management is a combination of the management of innovation processes and change management. It refers to product, business process, marketing, and organizational innovation. Recyclable. Recycling reduces global warming and prevents unnecessary greenhouse gases reaching the atmosphere. Recycling is good for wildlife. The damage done to ocean life by discarded plastic bottles, for example, is well documented. Recycling dramatically reduces energy use. For example, producing aluminium cans from secondary production uses 92% less energy than doing so from raw materials. Reusing materials for new purposes can save considerable amount of money. As this article shows, many useful items can be produced by repurposing items that would otherwise have been thrown away. The money. There is no doubt that innovation cannot happen without dedicated funds that allows employees to bring their ideas to life. This means an appropriate percentage of the budget should be set aside to further innovation. Next, the people. Your best players are the stars that will guide you to creative solutions and progressive ideas. The last is the time. As a business, you may not recognize time as a resource. In fact, you may not think very much of time at all, except as something that there is never enough of. Creative and innovative in managing resources. First is generate revenue. It can be divided by two, which is increasing the number of customers and increasing average transaction size. One of them is you are trying to bring more people in the door. This strategy is relatively straightforward. More visitors to your restaurant will equal more tax, which will bring in more money. Second is reduce waste. It can be divided by two, which is get to know the rules of recycling and ditch the plastic bags. One of them is do not be intimidated by the complicated symbols and sorting rules. Navigating the recycling system is actually quite simple once you do a little research. While it is better to implement reusable packaging at home wherever possible, recycling is the next best option and it will prevent excess waste from heading for the landfill.
For the conclusion, in certain situations, risk taking might develop greater value than resourcing skills and vice versa. But most of the time, it needs to be applied together. So, risk taking and enterprise resourcing skills are both important for entrepreneurs and business owners.